Welcome back, everybody, to These Aren't the Nerds You're Looking For. Lorenzo here, sitting with...
Kevin Horde, what's up, buddy?
Not much. We have a special episode here today, bonus episode. Star Wars / Disney unveiled some new stuff today. Lots of new stuff. So we have a trailer for a new series of shorts that will be called Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures.
Yeah, so earlier today, Lorenzo sent me a text with a link to a video on YouTube, and it said Galaxy of Adventures or something like that. I'm like, okay, what is this thing? And I clicked on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? So later I had to be like, Lorenzo, what is this thing that you sent me? And this is when we decided that we needed to sit down and talk about this, because I had no idea that this was something that was in the works or something that would be coming. I feel like with Forces of Destiny, we knew that like these shorts were coming, right?
There was a build-up.
There was a build-up to that.
There was a build-up. So it sounds like you still don't really know what's up, and to be fair, I don't really know entirely what's going on either. Because, yes, this was a complete surprise to me as well. I was just kind of browsing around the Twitterverse and saw this pop up off of Star Wars' official Twitter. Like I mentioned, what I know is that this is a series of animated shorts.
Mm-hmm.
They do seem to be animated with a little bit more detail than the Forces of Destiny shorts were animated with, which was basically a simple flash animation.
Yeah,
For
totally.
those Forces of Destinies. This one definitely seems to have a lot more character to them. It's very likely or possible that it's still largely computer-generated animation.
Uh-huh.
It's just the world we live in today.
Do you want to do like a full overview and then I've got some questions and comments, or do you want me to just intersperse those in along the way?
Yeah, I'll do a full interview and then we can kind of discuss afterwards. Yeah?
Awesome.
So we got a 1 minute, 12-second-ish trailer. There's a little bit of ending on the YouTube trailer that features a lot of iconic scenes from especially the original trilogy of Star Wars. And it sounds like the original vocal tracks, original sound effects, original music as well, but with new animation over it. There's a few other big reveals. Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures will debut on November 30th, which, if I get this release in proper time, and if you're listening to this on release date,
should be tomorrow.
Is tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow.
Right.
So there's a quick turnaround on this. It will be debuting on a brand new website called StarWarsKids.com and a new YouTube channel, which is Star Wars Kids, which does reveal the market that this new series is intended for. Definitely for children. According to StarWars.com, that did a full release on it, a Lucasfilm executive, James Waugh, maybe, Waugh. He did mention that this is exactly the intent of this series of shorts, is that they are intended to introduce the larger Star Wars stories to children, in which the live action movies might not be completely appropriate for them yet. So we're talking in that like 3 to 5 year old range per se. So this will kind of allow them to see colorful animation and be drawn into it. And with the release on YouTube, that's also headed towards kind of where the market is as well. So there will be a few places you'll be able to watch it. Like I said, new website, StarWarsKids.com, Star Wars YouTube. There will be 6 shorts that release on November 30th. Additional shorts will be released in December, and there will be regular releases for new shorts throughout 2019. StarWars.com is mentioning that there will be a year of other Star Wars releases leading up to the release of Episode 9 in 2019, December of 2019. The other piece of news that came out via the StarWars.com official release is that there will be a line of Hasbro toys that are releasing on Saturdays, December 1st. Those will be a Walmart exclusive, and then the toys will broaden out and become nationwide availability in January of 2019. So that's kind of the news in a quick nutshell there.
Yeah, they're probably not selling at Toys R Us, be my guess.
Nah. Yep. Which does remind me, I have a bunch of Toys R Us lanyards from Star Wars Celebration still. And
oh shit, I forgot about those.
Now it just makes me real sad. I noticed it and I was like, oh yeah, I don't feel like I want to use these because they were really cheap lanyards and they're falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I feel like I should maybe preserve a few of these, I guess. And also because of the 2 Star Wars Celebrations I have been to, the host DJ guy,
okay,
not the actual DJ that plays music, but the MC,
yeah,
I should say.
Yeah.
At each one, and it's not in front of every event, but it's definitely, I've experienced it at least one time while waiting for an upcoming panel or Q&A or whatever. He does, as a good MC with a sponsorship does, begins to lead a full house audience of singing along with the Toys R Us theme. And yeah, I just feel real sad now. Anyways,
interesting.
So like I said, back to the trailer. The trailer is a big montage of very classic, very iconic Star Wars moments. So how do you feel about just the idea of this project, especially with in your case, you have a newborn essentially still. So the idea of maybe A New Hope still being not age appropriate for the 5 and under crowd, how do you feel about this idea?
Okay, so this project in general, I'm super stoked by. I think it's awesome. Like, I just watched this entire trailer for the first time, 15 minutes ago.
Right.
Or whatever, right before we started recording. And I was blown away. I thought it was awesome. Knowing that it's being geared to the 5 and under, or, like 3 to 5 year, I find that interesting because this looks like something that is going to interest me. And I have not been 5 years old in a very, very long time. Okay?
Yes.
So I'm interested to see like a full episode and be able to kind of take that in and formulate my opinion of how it is geared to like that 3 to 5 range. It looked to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like there was a couple of different animation styles going on depending on which kind of clip we were looking at in this montage. Mm-hmm. And yes. There's definitely one style that is more of a Japanese anime type deal, mm-hmm. which looks so awesome. I'm not saying the rest of the trailer didn't, but I can't wrap my brain around how that visual approach equals 3 to 5 years of age demographically. Mm-hmm. So I question that. If that is the way that things go, as far as style, content, availability, ability to keep focus, I'm super stoked for my daughter here in 2.5 years to have a different means of, I guess, for me to introduce these stories to her. And that's going to be super exciting.
So how do you feel about the idea of the possibility that Galaxy of Adventures could be your own daughter's or any child's point of entry into Star Wars?
I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool. You know, as with, I'll go like complete opposite end of the spectrum, Lord of the Rings. Right. Some people's first experience with Lord of the Rings was Peter Jackson's epic trilogy. Right. And they fell in love with it. And, you know, these people probably knew, oh, yeah, there were some books or whatever. And they could have taken that entry point and then gone back and read the books. And then there's obviously the diehards that read the books, read the annexes, all the supplementary material, the Silmarillion, like everything else, right? And that was their access point to the movies. So any point of entry is worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. Especially it's an interesting thing to think about too, where for some children it could be Clone Wars, it could be Rebels, it could be Episode 7.
I was just thinking, like, for a while, like, Star Wars was like bi-generational because you had like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and now we have like the sequel trilogy, and then kind of intermixed in with the prequels and the sequels are like you said, the Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance now, and you know, we have some other Forces of Destiny, Galaxies of Adventures. Like, we have some other stuff, but we're moving past even bi-generational to like tri-generational and beyond. So
or even, just beyond that, just like, hey, it's just, there's just a new open world here. You know,
and I think it's like, the only way that I can describe it is I really think it's great having the opportunity. This is way easier to do in like a literary medium, because you can have like age stepper books where, like, my daughter has Star Wars ABCs and Star Wars 1, 2, 3s, you know. So we'll read these books together and she'll be able to be introduced to some of these characters and stuff. But to get into like the visual storytelling cinematically, any way you can do that is amazing.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah. So that's kind of our quick look at it. I agree. This is going to release really quick. We have a quick reaction here, but it's going to release really quick. So maybe we'll do another episode coming up real quick about Galaxy of Adventures, and just all 6 will drop at once, and then we'll get more detailed on what actually entails and how it matches against
our
original trilogy.
So kind of
our expectations, and also like just the idea of a visual medium covering exact moments in other visual media, and if some people might have an issue with just continuity of it all, you know.
I will say in general, a lot of times I bring up continuity, right? I think this falls in a separate category. Right. And for some reason, so far, like, I'm cool with it. There's a shot
but also there's the allowance for the purpose of this, I would say.
Correct.
Like, I don't have... As of right now, I'm looking really forward to Galaxy of Adventures. Hearing the official explanation behind it, I just think it's cool, and I'm honestly surprised that they spent what is surely a lot of money and a lot of time to produce something of this nature, because they saw the gap that was missing and that is, how do you show something that can be very scary to a 5-year-old? You know, Darth Vader is very scary, you know.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, like we don't think about it because we've kind of, you and I are much older, and it's just kind of always been there in our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, just kind of take yourself back to that time and kind of think about how even it kind of gets referenced when C-3PO is telling the Ewoks the story of Darth Vader and how they react, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, like there are going to be some kids that won't be able to handle that, and that's just fine. I mean, I had a cousin who, when she was under 5 years old, you know, she didn't like Chuck E. Cheese. Like, there's something about Chuck E. Cheese that was inherently scary, like that walk-around costume.
You know? Oh, I thought you were talking about the animatronic show.
Not the animatronic, no. Like, any character that didn't have a face that moved just scared the bejesus out of her.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's, yeah, so I like I said, I'm just surprised that this is real and that it's been announced with a 2-day turnaround.
I can't believe that it made it this far without some sort of leak, you know.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
One of my first notes was, where did this come from?
Right.
I've got a note that says, who is that Obi-Wan? But you said that there are some original voice tracks or
yeah.
Did you read that, or is that assumption?
I didn't read that. That's definitely an assumption. There's a few vocal tracks that sound spot on from the original movies. There are a few that do sound off to me. So any Darth Vader track definitely sounds like a young James Earl Jones from the 70s. We get the one scene of him asking Leia where the plans are. Leia responds, and that does, to me, to my ears, does not sound like
I'm
Carrie
with
Fisher.
There was an Obi-Wan Kenobi line, and fucking sounded exactly like Alec Guinness. Whether or not it is, I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anytime Han said anything, it was close.
I agree there,
but
too.
I don't think it is.
Yes. It's very close. The other issue is, like, sometimes it might be something as simple as just the remixing of the audio as it gets dropped into this trailer.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that there's music and there's a lot of other sound effects that are happening, all getting mixed and edited together. But yeah, so it does sound like there will be some sort of mixture going on here.
I've got one more question for you, and then I am ready to let these people go so that I can rewatch this thing another 2,000 times until the first 6 episodes drop. Toy line.
Yes.
Any indication of whether this is like the Galaxy of Hero toy line, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but they were like a toddler toy that was like 2 inches tall, where very limited movable/removable parts, or are we looking like the classic Hasbro 3 3/4 line, or all of the above /other/ who knows?
I only saw there's like one line in the StarWars.com press release mentioning the toys.
Cool.
I have not seen anything else. I have not seen pictures of it. I just did a quick search, and it brings up pretty much next to nothing. Star Wars' own fucking entry doesn't even appear until like the 3rd or 4th spot in it, and it's still the exact same thing I saw. Again, I'm going to assume it's going to look like it's going to be geared towards that age range. So don't expect, normal action figures. Expect something that cannot be swallowed by a 3-year-old.
Yeah, and I think that line was called the Galaxy of Heroes. Like, there was Marvel had one, but the Star Wars one was like Galaxy of Heroes. Like I said, they were like a 2-inch tall ish.
Yeah, the Galactic Hero things.
That's it.
I have,
Galactic Heroes. There you go.
I have. Yeah, because if my voice is going weird, because
Lorenzo's searching around for something. I don't really know.
Oh yeah, because I'll show you afterwards. The audio folk don't have to hear, but yeah, it's like the proportions are a little squatter.
Yeah.
For the ships and stuff.
Yep. Bigger hands, bigger feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bigger hands, bigger feet, but even the ships kind of like they have like the cute proportions, as I will call them. Yeah. So I'm gonna assume they're gonna be toys for toddlers.
Cool. Well, man.
Of some sort. So.
Real quick, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's get the hell out of here. But
yeah, for a trailer, it's a well put together trailer. Thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm thumbs up all the way, and I'm super stoked, man.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I just more than even just the animation, even if it was Forces of Destiny animation with this idea. Again, I'm really so down for this idea. Like you said, any point of entry is good.
Yeah.
One last note. I hate the idea of like gatekeeping. I hate the idea of like, well, like you're not a big fan if you didn't watch the originals first. Like, no, if episode 7 is the only Star Wars you saw and you like it, fan-fucking-tastic.
Then fucking watch it.
Awesome.
Enjoy
that
300 times until you go, pretty sure that there's an episode 1 through 6, and maybe I want to watch those too.
Yeah. But, just enjoy what you enjoy. That's the bottom line here. So
for sure.
So anyways, thank you for listening. We'll just do a quick all of our wrap-ups. If you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at notthenerdspodcast@gmail.com. Kevin's in charge of our Twitter at NotTheNerds. I run our Facebook at NotTheNerdsPodcast. We also want to thank Lindsay at StrangeFantasyMusic@gmail.com, who put together our jingle that appears in every episode. Also, our art creator, that's Kevin Warren, who put together our cover art. You can contact him at TheyCallMeKdub on Twitter. We're available iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, pretty much everywhere. So, give us a like, subscribe.
Hopefully
review.
You're seeing this on YouTube. Hopefully YouTube has directed you to us. So if that's the case, click, what do they have on YouTube? Like
thumbs up,
thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, down below this video, which you can't see what I'm pointing at, but you know what I mean.
So we just want to do a quick episode. I think by our standards, this is we've done it. This is as quick as we can be. So thank you, Kevin. This was nice chatting about it. In a few more days, we'll probably sit down again and chat again. So.
For sure.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Talk to you later.
These aren't the nerds you're looking for.